Hello and welcome to our computer practice N4 lesson or video with Mr. Majola, and today we are doing an exercise for Microsoft Word, which is word processing, and I've taken this exercise from a previous question paper by the National Departments of Higher Education and Training for June 2022 for computer practice N4. So I've given the credit, and I think it's best that you work with it so that you can also be able to find yourself a copy of it, and then we'll start working together. So we'll first, it's going to be quite a lengthy video, but I'm going to divide it into 2 or 3 parts. I'll see how fast I can go. However, for this part in particular, I would like for us to just go through the instructions, and then we start implementing on the second part. And then if we do not manage to finish on the second part, we can then also have a third part of this video. So you are expected to spend 45 minutes in this question. Remember, that's your final exam. It will be timed, and in those 3 hours that will be given, you'll have to be able to finish all your theory questions, your word questions, your Excel questions, and your PowerPoint questions. So it is actually important that you stick to this 45 minutes or even less, which may be better. So the first question is, you are asked to retrieve the document which is saved as social media from your diskette or hard drive, and then once you've retrieved this diskette, you do not need to print it out. You first need to manipulate according to the instructions that are given in the question, then only print it out. You do not retrieve and print out immediately. You only retrieve, work on it, you manipulate, and then you save, and then you print out a copy of the work that you've manipulated, not just the original file that you've retrieved from your diskette. Okay. So I hope that was clear for you. Now, once you've retrieved that file, which would be this file, this is the file that they're referring to. This is the file. It will look like this. And then now they want us to save the document as question 6. You'll save the document as question 6. They want us to insert a header whereby you'll have your examination number left aligned and your question number in capital letters right aligned. And then we're going to edit the document in the text in accordance with the instructions below. And then they want us to change the paper orientation to landscape where indicated. And then you need to change the font of the entire document to Times New Roman 12, including the headers and footers. So the whole document should be in Times New Roman 12, including your header and your footer, because if you do not do that, you're going to lose the mark for your font throughout the whole document. Okay. They want us to ensure that all margins for the entire document are 1 inches if your computer is using inches, or 2.54 including the headers and the footers if your computer is using centimeters. They want us to insert columns where indicated, and then they want us to insert a footer in size 8, italics and right aligned, with the text adapted from Drew Hendricks, published 8 May 2013. They want us to find and replace the word social media with social media in size 14, capital letters underlined in bold. And then they want us to insert page breaks where indicated, and then we'll insert page numbers top centered, and then we're going to print only the edited document in landscape orientation. So the whole thing will be printed in landscape orientation. So as you can see in our key-in, we do not have the header, so this then means that we're going to key this one in, and you'll see the handwriting in size 20, uppercase and centered. This paragraph, which is this one here, they want us to indent the paragraph into 4 centimeters or 1.58 inches on both the left and the right margins, and then we change to double line spacing, and then we leave 2 line spacings. They want us to create two equal columns with a vertical line between the columns from this point forward and place text in each column as indicated. They want us to insert paragraph numbering and bullets as indicated and indent. Paragraphs must be in numerical order. Okay, so these are the paragraphs that we will need to put into columns. And they said they want this to be in numerical order. So this one would be our first column as number 1, and then this one would be our second column as number 2. So on the left of our documents, once we've done the columns, we're going to have this one here, and on the right of the documents, once we've done the columns, we're going to have this one. And then for the second column here, for this heading here, they want us to make it uppercase and bold, and this one as well. We'll have to delete this sentence that starts with the earliest and ends with this time. Okay, here is the manuscript for it. We need to delete. And once we've deleted that, they want us to leave 2 line spaces. Okay, and then they want us to change this end and write it in full, which is A and D, not this one. Okay, that is what we do for the second column. For the first column again, we are going to delete this paragraph that starts with 1972 and end with end information, and then this will be our second column. We have this paragraph here which starts with today. There is a tremendous variety of social networking sites. They want us to move this paragraph to where indicated with an asterisk or with the star sign. So as I'm scrolling down, this is where they want us to paste the paragraph. Okay, we're just going through the document for now, and then once I've done that, they want me to insert a page break. Okay, now once we get to this point or to this stage here, they want me to change my document to 1 column. Remember that here on top I'm dealing with 2 columns, right? This is my column 1, this is my column 2, right? And then I'm going to move this and paste it here. But from this point onwards, from this heading socializing today, they want us to change this to 1 column. So on the document, it should go from this margin to that other margin without being divided or cut in between. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be changing 2 columns to 1 column. Okay, and then we'll insert this socializing today in uppercase, bold, and in italics. Now this sentence here would start here and end here, and the following sentence would start on the line after. If they have this as runs on, it means that they want us to connect this sentence to this sentence so that we can make 1 paragraph. So YouTube came out in 2005 should start from this point, not from this point, once you've sorted out the runs on issue. Okay, continuing with that, we are going to leave 2 line spacings after that, and then we have another manuscript here which is TRS, which means that we transpose. In other words, we do not leave out any space that has been provided. And then we have another one which is people, and there's a manuscript here which is stat. Stat means that we leave things as is. We do not change these people to users. We leave these people as people. There's no need to change because we have this manuscript as stat. Okay, and then we leave 2 line spaces. Remember that here we have pasted our paragraph that we copied from here. So we have moved this paragraph and pasted it here. And then they want us to insert a single line border around the paragraph and center. So we'll move this paragraph from here, and then I'm going to paste it here and then insert a single line border around the paragraph. Now, for this sentence that we've already looked at up here, they want us to insert bullets using the following symbol, the smiley face. There's a smiley face here, which is found under the font of symbols Wingdings, and it's number 94, and they want us to indent. Okay, and then there's also another instruction, which is the last one, which says they want us to insert the following shape after all the text and fill the shape with the light gray shading. So this is the shape that they want, and they want it to be filled with the light gray shading like this. So this is basically how the shape would look like once you've done that instruction. And then they want us to make the size of the shape to be 5 centimeters or 1.97 inches by 5 centimeters and center the shape. So the height and the width of the shape will be 5 centimeters, or the height or the width of the shape would be 1.97 centimeters if your computer is using centimeters. And that's it for 45 marks. And then I'm going to be posting a second version of the video in which I'll now be doing all these step by step, demonstrating to you how easy it is to do Microsoft Word. Hang on tight.